Hey, this is Brooke, functional medicine dietitian specializing in fertility, and this is the Fertility Dietitian podcast, where I help you uncover the barriers that are preventing you from optimizing your fertility and teach you how to work with your body to finally take home a healthy baby. Each week, I will be diving into different topics on fertility and sharing my perspective on physiology, metabolic health, nutrition, and lifestyle approaches that have helped hundreds of couples get pregnant even after years of heartache. My goal is to empower you with the knowledge you need to take back control of your fertility. Happy listening. Hello, and welcome back to the Fertility Dietitian podcast. We are going to continue connecting the dots this season between nutrition and fertility and your future baby's health. Today, we're going to dive into one of the biggest wellness trends that we are seeing on socials right now, fibermaxxing. You've probably seen it all over TikTok, maybe Instagram. Maybe you're like me, not on TikTok. You eventually see it on Instagram. People are adding chia seeds to everything and talking about feeding their gut bugs. There's so much more than a social media trend going on here. When it's done right, fibermaxxing can really be supportive of gut health, hormone balance, fertility, and even mood. But as always, there are some nuances, some caveats that we need to talk about. If you have been following along Fertility Dietitian for a while, you've known that gut health is important for fertility. So fibermaxxing can actually be supportive of this if done appropriately. So let's start with talking about what exactly fibermaxxing is. It's intentionally increasing both the amount and the diversity of fiber-rich foods to nourish your gut microbiome, which is the trillions of bacteria that live in your intestines and influence your hormones, your immune system, and your metabolism. Research very consistently shows that the gut microbiome impacts estrogen metabolism, immune tolerance, and even pregnancy outcomes. We're essentially passing on our microbiome to our baby. So it really does impact their lifelong health. Also, a balanced gut helps regulate inflammation and hormone detoxification, which are key for conception and a healthy pregnancy. We saw in a research review in 2021 that gut dysbiosis or imbalanced gut bacteria may contribute to PCOS risk, endometriosis risk, and even unexplained infertility. Right? So the gut is a really important environment to take care of. Your gut is so much more than digestion. It is really a communication hub that talks to your ovaries, your thyroid, your liver, and even your brain. So let's break that down a little bit. For immune system, around 70% of your immune system actually lives in your gut. And a balanced microbiome helps keep inflammation in check. Chronic inflammation is linked to implantation, failure, and poor egg quality. We actually see when our immune system, there are actual markers that we look at in specific gut testing that can tell us about what's going on with that immune system from a gut standpoint. And if there's a lot of instability going on, we know that that immune system is not going to feel safe enough to shift in order to support successful implantation, which of course is a really big, important piece of successful conception. Okay. So as far as how the gut is going to be impacting hormone balance, we know that there are specific bacteria known as, or a specific group of bacteria that are known as the estrobolome. They produce enzymes like beta-glucuronidase that regulate estrogen metabolism. When this system or little community is disrupted, estrogen can actually build up or recirculate, which can worsen PMS, fibroids, endometriosis, and all sorts of fertility issues. Okay. Another area that the gut supports is mood. and stress. Your gut produces 90% of your body's serotonin, which is like a happy hormone. Studies show that gut health diversity affects the HPA axis, which is a system that regulates your stress response and ovulation as well. There's a massive gut brain connection. I'm sure you have experienced this before when you're feeling nervous. You typically have quicker digestion, right? We're eliminating quicker, feeling those like butterfly type, bubbly tummy, maybe. But that is basically your body showing you how your mood and your stress is connected to your overall digestion. We also know that if we're slowing down and chewing well and making sure we're in a rested nervous system state, that our digestion is going to be improved. We're going to be getting more absorption out of the foods that we're eating prior to, having that quick elimination happen, right? Which is related to fertility in so many ways. We need lots of nutrients to support the high amounts of energy that are required for every step of fertility. And also, we know that the ovarian environment is very sensitive to stress as well. So, when you're getting those tummy troubles from mood and stress, you're definitely having an impact on our reproductive environment too. So, there's ways that we can support the gut to calm down that whole impact on the stress response as well. All right. So immune system is very closely connected to the gut. Our hormone balance is very much connected. Our mood and our stress is very much connected to what's going on in the gut. And our detox capacity is also going to be impacted by gut health. Our gut and our liver work together to eliminate excess hormones and toxins, and fiber helps bind and remove them via stool, literally taking hormonal waste out of the body. Okay. So let's now talk about the types of fiber and why the variety of fiber matters. Here's where people tend to get it wrong. Not all fiber is the same. There are actually three key types, and they all feed gut bacteria. Soluble fiber dissolves in water and forms a gel that slows digestion and supports blood sugar balance. It fuels bacteria that make short chain fatty acids like butyrate, which lowers inflammation and supports hormone health. This is found in things like oats and apples and beans and chia and flax seeds. Insoluble fiber adds bulk and supports regularity. This is critical for clearing estrogen and toxins through the stool. This type of fiber is found in leafy greens and broccoli and whole grains. And then we have our resistant starch. So this type of fiber resists digestion and reaches the colon intact, where it's fermented into short chain fatty acids that strengthen the gut lining and improve insulin sensitivity. Think about green bananas, cooked and then cooled potatoes or rice and lentils to increase resistant starch fibers. And then there are polyphenols, which are colorful plant compounds found in things like berries and herbs and olive oils and dark chocolate, cacao. These act as prebiotic nutrients. These actually are not fibers at all, but they are going to enhance microbial diversity and anti-inflammatory activity. So we can't leave them out. We have to include them in this conversation. When fiber and polyphenols work together, they create a thriving, resilient gut ecosystem that supports fertility in so many ways because of the connections that we talked about above, with the connection to immune system function and hormone balance and mood and stress and detox capacity, right? So you might be wondering how you can increase your fiber without the bloat. Well, let's talk about that. Every time we quickly increase fiber, we tend to feel more bloated. Okay, that's a natural response. Your gut needs time to adapt. And here's how to do it appropriately. You want to start slow. Increase this fiber gradually. Rapid changes can cause excess fermentation and gas, which is really what the bloating is. So aim to add one new fiber rich food in every few days to allow for that adaptation to happen. Hydrate. Fiber needs water to move through the gut. Aim for at least half of your body weight in ounces every day and think about mineral rich fluids. Okay. So this can be things like herbal teas or putting a pinch of high quality salt in your water, maybe sipping on coconut water, bone broth. You can absolutely use plain water too, but mixing in mineral rich options can be so supportive for not only hydration. We need minerals to support actual hydration, but also elements of gut health and so many elements of supporting fertility as well. All right. So we're going slow, we're hydrating, and we also want to make sure that we're adding diversity, not just quantity. So we see in the research that people who eat 30 or more different plants per week have significantly more diverse microbiomes than those who eat fewer than 10. All right. So the diversity is going to help that really varied, robust microbiome thrive and support all of the elements of fertility that we want it to support. Use functional fibers very strategically. So things like partially hydrolyzed guar gum, which is very different than what we find in our highly processed food, but partially hydrolyzed guar gum and acacia fiber are shown to improve gut bacteria balance and stool without worsening IBS symptoms or gas. So, if you do have a history of IBS, really consider these. Also, going very slow with them is going to be helpful too. And we don't want to primarily get all of our fiber from these. We still want to work on the foods as well, but these can be supportive in the right cases or situations. And then lastly, but not least, think about how you're eating to support digestion. Chew your food thoroughly. Eat slowly. Okay, even starting your meal with taking some deep breaths. We don't want to go rushed into eating. We really want to be in that rest and digest nervous system state. If we're in fight or flight, our body is not ready to support digestion. You're more likely to bloat, really, no matter what you're eating. Slow down, breathe, chew, and eat slowly. And then include fermented foods like kefir, sauerkrauts to introduce beneficial microbes that way as well, which are going to support fiber digestion too. All right. So continuing to talk more about the benefits of Fibermaxxing, how social media made fiber sexy. It's kind of silly to me. Adding those two X's really changes how we think about fiber. But fiber fermentation produces short chain fatty acids like butyrate, propionate, acetate, which all regulate immune cells and improve the gut barrier, the gut integrity, and support anti-inflammatory pathways. These short chain fatty acids also improve insulin sensitivity, which is critical for ovulatory health, egg quality, and even male sperm quality too. A study that was done in 2022 showed that higher dietary fiber intake was linked to better hormonal balance and lower inflammatory markers in reproductive age women. So when we talk about Fibermaxxing, we're really talking about a direct line to better blood sugar control, improved hormone balance for stronger, better ovulation and egg quality, and really a more favorable environment for conception overall. Okay. But if you're having a lot of symptoms, even though you're going slow and increasing that diversity, we can dig deeper. We can learn more about, what's going on underlying in your gut. Okay. I never recommend elimination of food on your own, foods or food groups, because that can lead to more nutrient deficiencies when most of the time when we're having GI symptoms, it's the underlying environment that is contributing to them, not the food itself. So, in an effort to remain on the track of supporting nourishment and safety in the body for overall fertility, testing can be so helpful. All right. So to wrap it up, fibermaxing isn't about chasing a social trend. It's about nourishing your microbiome so your hormones, your mood, and your fertility can really thrive. Start slow, stay consistent, and work up to 30 to 40 different plants each week. And your gut and your future baby will certainly thank you. As far as the amount of fiber, if you can work up to 30 grams or even a little more than that, listen to your body along the way to find your amount of fiber that's going to work best for you. So, if you were inspired by this episode, please share it with others. If you're looking for more support, maybe some deeper dive root cause investigation to see what barriers are getting in the way of conception for you, reach out. I would love to see if we're a good fit to work together. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Fertility Dietitian podcast. If you enjoyed it, please leave a review to let me know what topics you want more of or less of. If you want to keep learning, subscribe at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Check out my website for more info on my private coaching program, Master Your Fertility, or my membership community, Fertility Blueprint. And don't forget my digital store. Come say hi on YouTube and Instagram. See you in the next episode.